There is no offense if it is an onion. This is Buddhist Books Podcast, episode 175, Tipiṭaka, part 106, in which I will recite Bhikkhunivibhaṅga, Pācittiya, part 1, and depending on how long part 1 is, well, we'll see if we read any more than that. I hope everyone is doing well. Thought I'd change it up a bit here. For those watching, for those on the audio, hello. Just ignore me. All right. These 166 matters, ladies, that are offenses of expiation come up for recitation. So this is Pācittiya 1. Expiation 1. Pācittiya means expiation. Right? At that time, the Enlightened One, the Lord, was staying at Savatthi in the Jeta Grove in Anathapindika's monastery. Now, at that time, the order of nuns was offered garlic by a certain lay follower, saying, quote, "If these ladies need garlic, I, parentheses, can supply them, end parentheses, with garlic," end quote. And the keeper of the field was instructed, parentheses, with the words, end parentheses, quote, "If the nuns come, give 2 or 3 bundles to each nun," end quote. Now, at that time, there was a festival in Savatthi. The garlic was used up as soon as it was brought in. The nuns, having approached that lay follower, spoke thus, quote, "Sir, we have need of garlic," end quote. He said, quote, "There is none, ladies. The garlic is used up as soon as it is brought in. Go to the field," end quote. The nun Tulananda, this is Tulananda, having gone to the field, not knowing moderation, had much garlic taken away. The keeper of the field looked down upon, criticized, spread it about, saying, quote, "How can these nuns, not knowing moderation, have much garlic taken away?" End quote. Nuns heard that keeper of the field, who spread it about. Those who were modest nuns, spread it about, saying, quote, "How can the lady Tulananda, not knowing moderation, have much garlic taken away?" End quote. Quote, "Is it true, as is said, monks, that the nun Tulananda, not knowing moderation, had much garlic taken away?" End quote. Quote, "It is true, Lord." End quote. The Enlightened One, the Lord, rebuked them, saying, quote, "How, monks, can the nun Tulananda, not knowing moderation, have much garlic taken away? It is not, monks, for pleasing those who are not, parentheses yet, end parentheses, pleased, three dots, end quote. And having given reason to talk, he addressed the monks, saying, quote, formerly, monks, the nun Tulananda was the wife of a certain Brahmin. Ooh, getting some backstory for the nun Tulananda. And there were three daughters, Nanda, Nandavati, Sundari Nanda. Is that the same Sundari Nanda? We'll tentatively keep Sundari Nanda here, and this is Tulananda. This might be her daughter. If you saw Tipiṭaka Part 100 and you're watching this on YouTube or whatever, then that will make more sense. Okay. Then, monks, that Brahmin, having passed away, was born in the womb of a certain goose, and his feathers were all made of gold. He gave a feather one by one to these. Then, monks, the nun Tulananda, saying, quote within quotes, this goose is giving us a feather one by one, end quote within quotes, having taken hold of that king of the geese, plucked him. His feathers, on growing again, turned out white. So at that time, monks, the nun Tulananda lost the gold through too much greed. Now she will lose the garlic. Ooh, man, sometimes Lord Buddha's got bars, doesn't he? End quote. Quote, one should be pleased with what is received, for too much greed is bad. By taking hold of the king of the geese, one may lose the gold. End quote. Then the Lord, having in many a figure rebuked the nun Tulananda for her difficulty in maintaining herself, three dots, quote, three dots. And thus, monks, the nuns should set forth this rule of training. Whatever nun should eat garlic, there is an offense of expiation. End quote. Whatever nun should eat garlic is the rule. Wow. Okay. Whatever means, take it away, me in New Delhi several months ago. Whatever means, she who is an elder or a junior or one of middle standing, this one on account of relations, on account of birth, on account of name, on account of clan, on account of virtue, on account of the way of living, on account of the field of activity, is called whatever. Thank you, me in New Delhi several months ago. Nun means she is a nun because she is a beggar for alms. She is a nun because she submits to walking for alms. She is a nun because she is one who wears the patchwork robes. She is a nun by the designation, parentheses, of others, end parentheses. A nun because of her acknowledgement. A nun, parentheses, to whom it was, parentheses, said, quote within quotes, come, nun, end quote within quotes. A nun is one ordained by the three goings to a refuge. A nun is auspicious. A nun is the essential. A nun is a learner. A nun is an adept. A nun is ordained by both complete orders by means of a parentheses formal and parentheses act, at which the motion is put and followed by three proclamations, irreversible and fit to stand. In this way is this nun one who is ordained by both complete orders by means of a parentheses formal and parentheses act, at which the motion was put and followed by three proclamations, irreversible, fit to stand,
And this is how none is to be understood in this case.
Thank you. Again. Right. Garlic means it is called the magad, parentheses, plant, end parentheses. Wow, this is very interesting. Magad, apparently, was the kingdom that was in power at the time, or at the very least was the kingdom that was headed by, I always say King Ashok, but I think it's more polite to say Ashoka, even though the A at the end of words in modern Hindian names and such are usually left off. If somebody today is named Ashoka after King Ashoka and other Ashokas, people usually say, hey, Ashok, how's it going, Ashok? But then even that person will say, oh, yes, King Ashoka was the one. So I apologize to anybody who might have noticed that I was sounding odd. I think, that's my best thought out, considered idea on the subject. But anyway, so Magad was Ashoka. And presumably his ancestor would have been a king somewhere in Bihar. But under Ashoka, they took over most of India except for the southern tip. Hopefully you're seeing some. Editor Edward has added some visuals of what his territory was. Okay, anyway, so this is the plant of that kingdom. What a trip. What's the plant of your kingdom, eh? Okay, anyway, sorry, got a little sidetracked there. If she says, quote within quotes, I will eat, end quote within quotes, and accepts, there is an offensive wrongdoing. For every mouthful, there is an offense of expiation. If she thinks that it is garlic, when it is garlic, parentheses, and parentheses, eats, there is an offense of expiation. If she is in doubt as to whether it is garlic, 3 dots. If she thinks that it is not garlic when it is garlic, parentheses, and parentheses, eats, there is an offense of expiation. If she thinks that it is garlic when it is not garlic, parentheses, and parentheses, eats, there is an offense of wrongdoing. If she is in doubt as to whether it is not garlic, parentheses, and parentheses, eats, there is an offense of wrongdoing. If she thinks that it is not garlic, when it is not garlic, parentheses, and parentheses, eats, there is no offense. There is no offense if it is an onion. If it is beetroot, if it is yellow myrobalan, if it is bow garlic, if it is in a concoction of broth, in a concoction of meat, in a concoction of oil. So we're just talking raw garlic here. If it's cooked into something, well, then fine. It's one of the ingredients. But if she's just just munching on a piece of garlic, like, sister, please. In a concoction of oil, if it is in a salad, if it is in a tidbit, if she is mad, if she is the first wrongdoer. So again, presumably first wrongdoer refers to the first person having broken the rule, the first nun that ate garlic, I guess, or anyway. All right, I think for today, that one is good for today. Just to kind of, now we're in the new section, Pācittiya. There's 166 of them, which means it'll be some random number between 30 and 70 of these, in which there are, if you measure them out, each of the variation of the rule comes out to 166. So this is the section we'll be in now for a while. When we were reading, now There's Mahavibhaṅga and Sutta-vibhaṅga. It depends on if you're looking at Wikipedia or the Pali Text Society. Thank you, Pali Text Society. In one, it says that the rules for monks are the Mahavibhaṅga, and in the other one that we're reading, it says it's the Sutta-vibhaṅga. So comment below if you have any clarifications about that. So in the rules for monks, we had the Pācittiya. I'll just point to the part 1 of Pācittiya from the rules for monks, which I think I recited last year. I think I might have been in South Goa, maybe not, or Kerala or something. But anyway, thank you all for tuning in, and I look forward to next time. And we'll see. I don't know. This was pretty comfortable. So we'll see whether we're at the desk or at the zafu next time, and how the sound quality worked out with the microphone farther away and such. All right. Okay. Comment below if you have any thoughts. And I will go ahead and close with the prayer which my father and I performed every morning that I was staying at his place as I was growing up. To the north and to the south, to the east and to the west, to the spirits of light among us and to the spirits below, we send out our reverent love and compassion. May all beings be happy. May all beings be serene. May all beings be in peace. Until next time.